So as I discussed, these are different tabs. This is on the right hand corner. This is called force.com app menu, and all different applications are available here. So today we are going to discuss about Salesforce CRM, and as you know, any idea what is CRM? Why any company use CRM? Any idea, Arvind?
Well, to manage their customer information to increase their sales, and to provide them with a 360-degree view of the client.
Perfect. Sandeep, anything you would like to add? What is CRM?
Yeah, so as Arvind rightly stated, it's a kind of application where call center or different kind of application where user can get a full picture of their data. Like in an enterprise application, enterprise organization will have multiple application like for R11, Oracle CBS, MDM, where different kind of data are stored.
Correct.
So CRM is a kind of application where you can see all data regardless of customer or order related stuffs, everything.
Okay, perfect. Ramesh, anything you would like to add here? What is CRM?
Yeah, it is more to do with the customer satisfaction and retaining the customers. So what happens is all the data is on hand, and it helps both in sales, marketing as well as service for the customer.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you all are, you have the basic understanding what is CRM. So it is, kind of application, through which we would like to maintain a better relationship with our customers, right? And whenever we talk about, relationship, we can maintain relationship wherever we have the touch point with our customer. Now, for an example, we have touch point with our customer through when we are selling our product, or once it is sold, when we are delivering some kind of services, that time we have touch point with our customer. So that is why any CRM for that matter, Salesforce, Siebel, Microsoft, whatever, it automates two business process. One is the sales process, another is the customer support process. These are the two major processes, any CRM solution will automate. Now, sales process, it starts with something called campaign. Campaign is what, we do different kind of, activities, different kind of advertisement, promotions to get some inquiries for our business. So we do not do campaign through our CRM. What we do campaign outside of CRM. For an example, we are giving a paper ad, TV ad, radio ad, whatever, we are doing some kind of campaign, and we capture those campaign data in our CRM. So to maintain that, we have one standard object called campaign. I'll do one thing, I'll get that campaign object here in my tab. So to get that, I am clicking on this plus sign here. After that, customize my tab, and then I will get this campaign object on my right hand side, and I can put it before lead object. So this is how I can customize my tab. So now, whenever we are doing any campaign, I can maintain all the campaign information here. So I'll just create a new campaign, and I'll create a campaign here. Say campaign name is, see, Times of India ad. Say this is the campaign. This is active campaign or not. I can decide what kind of campaign it is. I can decide what kind of campaign it is. Now already you know how to create this kind of pick list field, you know. So if you feel that I need another newspaper ad, you know, here you can customize this pick list value. Now what is this parent campaign? For an example, every Wednesday your ad will come on Times of India. So those separate campaign you want to track it separately. However, you can, you know, consider Times of India ad is a parent campaign, whereas every Wednesday the campaign, you know, advertisement is coming separately. You can take that as campaign, and here you can link it with another campaign. So this is the purpose of the parent campaign. You can give description. Now campaign may have different kind of status. For an example, we are standing on February now, and now we can plan for our next 1 year campaign. So all campaign records we can create here, and I'll say, you know, campaign status is in progress, sorry, planned. Now say we have already signed up with Times of India for 1 year, so campaign status is in progress. For an example, you know, I am giving for a TV ad for 1 day, so I can say, you know, that campaign is completed, right? So campaign will have different kind of status. What is the start date, what is the end date for this campaign, you know, you can define here and you can save it. So this is how you create campaign. Now you know, whatever I'm going to discuss today, those are standard you know, feature. However, for your organization or for your client, when you are using campaign object, you might need some kind of customization that you need to do, you know, when you will do the actual implementation. For an example, this start date, end date, you can say, boss, you know, there are two start date. One is planned start date, another is actual start date. Similarly, I need planned end date and what is my actual end date, right? So when we are planning, we thought, you know, 1st of Feb we will do a campaign, whereas, you know, we did that campaign on 15th of Feb. So we can see what was the plan and what was the actuals. So I need to create 2 more date field here to capture what is planned and actual, and, you know, so that kind of customization is required, you know, when you do actual implementation. Okay, now once you save this campaign, you can see whatever entry we have done, that is fine. After that, there are a lot of log fields are coming below, means these data will come from the system. You cannot enter, it's all read only fields, you cannot enter any value here. Okay, so you have created the campaign. Now for an example, you know, say it is one event, you are going for an event to some you know, trade show. So for that particular campaign, you may have different kind of activities, like I need to book one stall there, I need to make the payment there, I need to do a lot of, you know, printing of brochures and lot many things. So whatever task, whatever activity I need to do, I can create all those activities under open activity, right? So I can create a new task, you know, say booking, okay, of stall. Okay, this is my activity. When I need to do that, I can give a due date. Who will do that? Assign to whom? So I can assign to somebody else also. If I have multiple users, you know, I can assign it to some other users also if I have it, right? So like that, I can give that task. What is the status of the task? Not started. Priority of the task. Okay. If I need any reminder for that task, I can set the reminder and then I can save it. So campaign related whatever task we need to do, what happened, not saved. So for that campaign, whatever task, whatever activity we need to do, we can plan for all activities here. So I can say this is the activity, this is the person who will do it, this is the due date, this is the status. Now once this particular activity is done, what I need to do? I need to change the status of that task. I'll say this task status is completed. The moment you say it is completed, you save it. That particular task will come under your activity history. Can you, everyone can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there is, okay. So you can see that that is coming under activity history. What is a history? Whatever we have done, whatever is past, that is coming under activity history. So the moment task status is completed, it is coming. Similarly, whatever your planned task, whatever task you need to do, you can maintain all tasks under your open activity. And once it is done, so you can plan your campaign properly. So you are doing some kind of campaigns, a newspaper campaign or whatever, and you have maintained all your information in your campaign object. Now once you do this kind of campaign, what will happen? People will see your ad and they will call you. So once they call, that is nothing but it's inquiry for us, right? So in case of sale, any CRM, we call those inquiries as lead. So we can create a new lead here. So lead is what? It's an inquiry, it's a response coming from my campaign. I can create a new lead, and here I will maintain all the information of that particular lead. Now for an example, today morning I have received one inquiry from one of my prospect. They sent me a 2-line mails ki Sabya, please contact me looking for CRM, right? Say this is a simple 1-line mail I have received. Okay, regards somebody. Okay, someone has sent me a mail. Now if you look at this simple 1-line mail, if we analyze this particular mail, you will find I am getting 3 types of information here. Okay, number 1, this mail is coming from some email ID, some domain. So from that domain or from his designation, I will understand this lead is coming from which company, what is their website address, right? From website I'll get what is their what happened. Okay, what is their office address. Okay, then their phone number, their many other information. If it is a public limited company, what is the turnover of the organization, number of employees of these organizations, number of employees they have in their organization. We can get all this company level information, right? Now this is sending, somebody is sending that mail. Say Ramesh is sending that mail to me. So this is the company level information I am getting. Then I am getting contact level information. What is his name, right? Contact person name, what is his email ID, what is his phone number, what is the mobile number, what is his designation, right? All these information about the contacts I am getting. And I am getting one more information, what is their requirements. So their requirement is they are looking for CRM system. By any chance they have mentioned Salesforce CRM, then I know which CRM they are looking for. Then we can understand how many licenses they need, right? So if you look at any inquiry, that inquiry will have three types of information. One is company information, second is contact information, and third is their requirements information. Now if you look at the lead module, here exactly these three types of information you are capturing. Look at this. I'll put Ramesh. This is the contact person name, company name, ABC Limited, title, general manager, right? Then what is the address of the company, right? What is the website? Number of employees they have. Annual revenues 1200 crores. What is the lead source? They belongs to which industry vertical? If you analyze this particular page, you will find mostly three type of information is coming. One is company information, few information belongs to company, few belongs to contact, few requirements, few belongs to the requirements. Here basically, as this is a customized, lead page, we have done some kind of customization, hence requirements thing is not coming. But if you look at your lead page, there will be something like which product they are interested in, something like that, and you can add new fields also there. So any lead will have three types of information: company information, contact information, and their requirements information. Oh, there is one more thing I forgot to show you. And when you are creating that lead, you have the option. Oh, again that has been removed. Okay, here one lookup will come that this particular lead is coming from which campaign. I'll just get that field. So I'll go to edit layout. And here is the campaign field. I will bring that campaign field here. Okay. Now if I create a new lead, you will find this lead is coming from which campaign. I can link it with that particular campaign here. So I will say this is coming. Oh, I have created 2 times of India ad. Okay, so I can say that this lead is coming from this particular campaign. I can link it here, and the moment I link it here, I can go to that particular campaign. I'm deleting one because I have created 2 campaigns here. And you can see that from this particular campaign I have generated 1 lead, and that lead is coming below. Okay, anyway, I'll create 1 more lead here. So I'll create 1 more lead. I'll not create, what I'll do, I'll just clone that lead and make little changes. Oh, I forgot to link it to. I forgot to link it to any campaign. Anyway, I can add campaign here also. Now again, if you go to that particular campaign, Times of India campaign, you will find that we have generated 2 leads from this campaign. We have generated 2 leads from this campaign. So whatever leads are coming from this campaign, I can see here. And also you can see now under campaign statistics, it is showing 2 leads have been generated from this campaign. It is automatically coming. So anyway, we have received 2 leads from this particular campaign. Now once we get some inquiry, what we will do as a salesperson, I will contact this company ABC Limited. I'll contact this person, Mr. Ramesh, and I'll ask him, sir, we have received your inquiry. It seems you are interested for my services. So kindly tell me more about your requirement. So we will call him, we'll meet him, we may send him email, we may send lot of additional informations, you know. So those all are, if you analyze, those all are basically, it's a activity we are doing, different kind of activities we are doing, and whatever activity we do, we are going to maintain those activities under open activity and activity history. So what is open activity? Open activity is whatever is open, whatever is not done, whatever we have to do in future, right? Those all are open activities. For an example, after I receive this particular lead, I will call, you know, that person tomorrow. So follow-up call I will do. When I'll do that follow-up call, I'll call him on Monday. Okay. If I need a reminder, I can set the reminder for Monday, what time I'll call him, you know, that time I'll get a pop-up reminder and I can save it. So this is how you create a, you know, task here. Again, the same thing, you know, just for your information, these task object, open activity and activity history, it's a standard object and you can use it for any, you know, object. Probably you remember that last time we created student, teacher, you know, we created a flat, project. Open activity, activity history used to come below. So it is the same object, you know, linked it to different, you know, object as a child object. Now, yeah. Hello.
Yes, sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Now, the moment I say I have done this follow-up call, so I'll close that task and I say, you know, whatever is the, you know, outcome of that call, that he is interested to meet, you know, whatever is the outcome, you know, I'll put it here. And what I can do, I can save and I can create a new task. Whatever I supposed to do next, I'll create that task. Say next task is meeting. When I need to go for meeting, you know, I'll go for meeting on Tuesday, for an example. I can again give a reminder when I need a reminder and I can save it. So I will do all the different activities and all my activities are captured here. Now, after doing all such activity, I will understand either it's a genuine lead or it's not a genuine lead, or I can say it's a qualified lead or it's an unqualified lead, right? So it's, you know, if we feel it is a qualified lead, right, then what I do, I convert that lead to opportunity. So if one lead is qualified, I convert that lead to opportunity. Right? So what do we mean by qualified? Means, you know, they have some budget, they can buy our product, they have some timeline also, that within a month or within 2 months they will buy, or 3 months they will buy. There is a defined timeline. We are talking to the right set of people. You know, it's not like one small junior executive is, you know, jumping that, you know, boss will buy your product. It's some senior person in the company, some, you know, vice president, director, chairman is, you know, we are in touch with, right? So, you know, there are a couple of parameters. You can decide the parameter. Again, you know, it's based on the industry vertical, based on the customer requirements. We need to define this qualification parameter. Even some companies, some process oriented companies, they, you know, create lot of parameter in the lead object itself. So here you need to give some kind of all parameter you need to capture, and then system will decide either it's a qualified lead or it's not a qualified lead. However, that is not a standard Salesforce process. That is, you know, whatever you need to do, that is additional, but sales in standard Salesforce process is you decide, you yourself decide it's qualified or not qualified. So say for an example, you say it is not a qualified lead. So what you do, you change the lead status to unqualified. Okay. Or if you say no, it is a qualified lead, you can put it as qualified. So mostly, you know, we maintain 4 kind of status for a lead. One is open, then contacted, unqualified, and qualified. What is open? Open means today morning I have received one inquiry, I have entered that inquiry in my system, that's it. I have not done any activity, any follow-up, I have not done anything for this. So this lead is open. But the moment I try to speak to that person, I send a mail, you know, it's no more open, it, you know, becomes a contacted. That's been in progress, I'm doing something. But still I'm not very sure either it's a qualified lead or it's an unqualified lead. So after a couple of meeting and all, once I feel it's a qualified, I'll say qualified, or I'll say it's an unqualified lead. So we can define accordingly, right? So I will say it's a qualified lead for an example. Because if it is an unqualified lead, that's the end of the process. So I say qualified lead, I save it, and logically after that I need to convert these lead to opportunity. So when I convert a lead, when lead is qualified, when it's a genuine lead, so then I convert that lead to opportunity. And when I'm converting a lead to opportunity, that time something happens which is very, very important. What happens? When that qualified lead becomes opportunity, it creates one account, it creates one contact, and it creates one opportunity. This is the process. Okay. Just 1 second, huh? Please hold on for a second. Yeah, I'm back. Okay, so let me convert that lead to opportunity now. So when I'm converting it, it is asking me that I want to create a new account, ABC Limited. Yes. What is the opportunity name? So normally it is the same company name hyphen whatever is their requirements, brief of their requirements, you know, we should put. So if they are looking for 10 computers, you know, I'll say ABC Limited hyphen 10 computers, and you know, I can convert this lead. So this is the process of converting a lead to opportunity. So now you can see it has created one account, it has created one contact, and it has created one opportunity, but this is a custom opportunity, you know. I'll just get the standard opportunity here, just a second, because there is some customization has been done, so I'll remove this custom opportunity and I'll get standard opportunity here. And you can see there is a opportunity has been created, and once this lead is converted to account, contacts and opportunity, lead does not exist in the system anymore. So this is the lead, this was the lead, okay. This lead was converted on this date and it created this thing, and this lead does not exist anymore in the system. So if you want to access that lead after converting that lead, that's not possible. However, if you want to create some report that how many was converted, all these things, you can definitely do that. So lead has been converted and it has created three things: contact, account and opportunity. Now go to your account object. If you go to your account object, so Arvind, any doubt or any discussion required before we move to account object? Anything on the campaign object or anything on the lead object we should discuss?
So this lead getting qualified to a contact. So is there specific activity that would qualify the lead to a contact, to become a contact?
See, you know, normally what happens that default process is whenever you feel a particular lead is qualified, you convert that lead. That is a default process. However, you know, there are different companies, there are very process oriented companies. They will say, no boss, I do not want to, you know, do it this randomly. Somebody will qualify, somebody will, you know, say no, it's not qualified. Rather, I will bring a process here. So many times they say, what is the number of employees in this organization? For an example, it's a very big company and they won't work anything, any small company. So they will say, I want to know how many employees are there. If it is more than 500, then only you can qualify. Or if the turnover of the organization is more than 1,000 crores, then only you can qualify. So those kind of validation we can bring in the system. And or you know, they will say if the decision time frame is within 60 days or 90 days, then only you can qualify. You cannot qualify a lead where customer is going to buy after 5 years, right? Or you know, if you are talking to a small junior executive, you know, there is no point, because if director is not you know, sync on that purchase plan, then they will never buy. So I need to understand whom you are talking to. If you are talking to a senior level executive, then only you can qualify. So whatever is your qualification parameter, you can bring it here. You know, you can create those parameters and we can create certain rules here that once you qualify those parameters, then only you can convert. That kind of control we can bring into picture.
Okay, so let's say we created a lead because somebody registered on our website, and then obviously they are ordering stuff from us, and we made a sales call. So based on those activities, then can that lead conversion happen?
Yes, you know, you can, if you feel that you know, it's a genuine lead, you can convert a lead to opportunity. However, converting a lead to opportunity does not mean he is going to buy. it means that okay,
Right.
there is a potential in this customer, it seems they are genuine buyer. However, they are contacting 5, 6, 10 different vendor, so they may buy from anyone. So it does not mean that genuinely they will buy if I convert it to an opportunity.
So lead will get converted into opportunity, and then opportunity will, and once the lead is confirmed, right, then it will automatically create a contact record.
Yes, once lead is converted to opportunity, it creates one account, contact, and opportunity. And I will discuss what is account, what is contact, and what is opportunity. That I'll discuss.
Okay. So what is the trick? What is the mechanism behind that will process all this activity? I mean, is there something in Salesforce that can run like a background job or something?
That is very, very much possible. Okay. However, that's not the default process. If you want to bring those process into picture, then that is possible, but that's not the default function. So you can, for an example, you define a process at the background that if industry belongs to banking, if number of employees are more than 300, if they are located in UK, and if they are not using any CRM system, or if they are looking for a CRM system, it's a qualified lead for me. So the moment system, sales guy entered those parameter, and if it is matching these parameter, automatically this lead can be converted to account, contact, and opportunity. So instead of manually converting it, I can make that process automated also.
Right.
Okay. Sandeep and Ramesh, any discussion on lead object, campaign object?
Yeah, Sabya, just like the question is in line with the last topics which we have discussed, campaign to lead. So in one campaign, multiple leads, maybe there might be 100 or 200 attendees may be there for that campaign, right?
Correct.
So that's lead to campaign to lead conversion. Okay, so we might have defined some process to convert those instead of doing manually, make it to lead. We can have defined process which will automate the conversion of campaign to lead.
Actually there is a small difference, Sandeep. There is nothing like campaign to lead. Campaign is separate. So whatever I'm doing under campaign, that I'm saying I'll do a Times of India campaign. So whatever campaign, whatever advertisement I'm doing, I capture all these details under campaign object. Now when the actual campaign is happening, TV ad is coming, paper ad is coming, people will look at this ad and they will start calling us. So if they call you, definitely that cannot be directly entered in the system. So somebody, the sales executive who are receiving the call, what they will do, they will come to lead and they will create a new lead, right? They will create a new lead, and when they are creating a new lead, there is an option that this lead is coming from which campaign. So they will select. However, it is not mandatory or it is not necessary that lead has to come from a campaign. Lead may come from a reference also. You are referring your friend and he is calling us without looking at any campaign or any advertisement. So that is one way of coming. So here lead anyway you capture manually, and that time if you link it with a campaign, then those leads are associated with that campaign.
Yeah, so campaign may be like through advertisement or through events also. So suppose suppose one company is arranging, campaigning their product, they may have organize one events and invites other persons also, other vendors also to attend those. So this might be a campaign, right? So all the attendees informations they need to manually fill up, and based on certain process they can decide which are the leads or
yeah. So you are saying when I'm going for a trade show, lot of visitors are coming, and those are nothing but my leads. So I can some automation should be possible where I enter all the leads in my system and associate those leads with the particular event, right?
Right.
Yeah, that is possible. So for an example, if we can, normally whenever we go or any company goes for such events or trade show, visitor will drop their business card in their stall. So they scan these business card, and after scanning they get a Excel output of those data. Sometimes people will write, so they need to create a manual Excel sheet, and then through data loader or some Excel import, they can import all the leads in the system, and automatically I can associate those leads while importing with a particular campaign. So that way also it is possible.
Yes, okay. Yeah.
Okay. So once we convert that lead, what happens that it creates one account, contact and opportunity.
Sabya, Ramesh Sabya.
Yeah.
See, supposing there is a task, can I create a subtask for it? Or
Understood. So basically this subtask concept is required majorly at the project management level. Especially, say I'm doing a major implementation or some implementation. So I'll define this task has so many subtasks, and subtask may have sub-tasks, right? So that is, if you need that, you need to create a custom object called task, and then again you need to create a separate custom objects, so that is possible, but that's not the default function.
Okay. And campaign, do you need to close every campaign, or you can just leave it like that?
No, there is, if you go to any campaign, the moment it is done, you can say it is inactive, right? So
okay.
Active and inactive, you can uncheck that and you say it's done, or you can maintain it as completed, planned and completed, so you know which all campaign are already over, which all campaign are in progress, which all campaign are upcoming. Like that you can maintain.
Similarly, if in case for lead you don't require a campaign as a mandatory field.
Correct.
Okay. Similarly, for an opportunity, lead need not be mandatory.
Absolutely correct. So,
okay.
It's not important or it's not mandatory that opportunity has to be created from a lead. So what will happen? I can directly go to my account and I can create one account, and then under that account I can create one opportunity. So it may not be, or it's not necessary that I have to convert a lead to create one opportunity. Achha, there is one more scenario. For an example, say ABC Limited, I converted that lead, and under that lead this opportunity has been created. I'll explain you what is opportunity. Now another opportunity is coming from the same company. So I'll not go through that lead and that process. Directly from here I can create a new opportunity. Right?
Okay.
So it's not mandatory or necessary that opportunity will be created from lead.
Okay.
Any other thing to discuss?
No, fine.
Okay.
Yeah, one more question, Sabya. In Salesforce, can we create a set of activity and group them together to a plan, like same kind of operation for lead creation or whatever? We need to, user needs to do some kind of set of operation, like follow-up. They need to have 3 or 4 follow-up activities.
Okay.
Then based on that, any kind of call or any kind of operation which are similar. So instead of creating those 5 or 6 activities, can we have one group of set of activities so that if we can assign that activity, or we can add that activity plan, it will automatically create 6 activities as a child objects.
Absolutely possible, and that is possible through, it's called automation. For an example, I am saying the moment there is a lead created, I want automatically there should be a task for the sales executive, where sales executive will call him and will ask him, sir, I have received one lead from you, what is your requirements? And it should create one more email. That email should go automatically to the client with his required product information. Whatever product he is selecting, that product details will go automatically. So it can create automatic task or group of tasks. It's very much possible. However, we need to decide the process, what kind of task, when to create, what will be the due date of the task, who will do that task. First all these things should be clear, and based on that we can automate that process. So to do that, we have separate topic called workflow, through which I can automate any process. We are going to learn in coming days.
Okay.
Right. So now I will explain you what is this account object. Account object is another standard object where we maintain all the company information. So you can see here, whatever company related information I entered on the lead, all those company related information has been transferred to this account. Like, what is the company name, what is the website, phone number, billing city, state, what is the industry vertical. All company related information has been transferred to account object. So what is an account object? Here we capture all company level information. Now your client may say, sir, I entered email ID also there, company email ID, that is not coming here. So we need to tell them, boss, email ID is not a company information. Email ID always belongs to a particular contact, so it's a contact information. That is why email ID is going to the contact, not coming to the company. So tomorrow your client may ask you to some information here. I want to know the mobile number. So we need to analyze that mobile number is a company information, or it's a contact information, or it's a opportunity information. Accordingly, in that place we need to add those information. So when we are doing customization, we need to analyze the requirements. Based on that, we need to customize. Okay, so this is my account information. Account is a very simple thing. Okay, now it has created one contact. So what is contact? All the people who are associated with these account, those are my contact. So ABC Limited is the company, Ramesh is my contact there. Okay, so that is coming here. In this ABC Limited, I may have 1,000 employees, and I know all 1,000 employees here. So I am going to create, I can create rather all 1,000 contacts here. So account is one standard object, contact is another standard object. Relationship between account and contact is one to many, one account, many contact, one to many relationship, and they are linked through lookup relationship. They are linked through lookup relationship. That is why if you go to the contact and if you edit, you will find account is not a mandatory field. Account name is not a mandatory field because it's a lookup relationship. If it is master detail, account will become mandatory, right? So one account, multiple contacts, and all the contact information has been transferred here, like what is the name of that person, what is the email ID, what is the mobile number, all these are coming here. So this is my contact object. Now coming to the opportunity object, which is the most important object here. So what is an opportunity? Customer requirements. Customer requirements is service provider opportunity. I'll give you a simple example. You are looking for a Salesforce CRM training. That is exactly your requirements, and your requirement is Cloud Experts opportunity to provide you that training and earn some revenue. So your requirement is service provider opportunity. So under opportunity object, what we are going to capture? Requirements of this particular company, right? Now one company may have multiple requirements. Today they are saying give me 10 computers. Tomorrow they will say give me 5 printers. After 1 year I need 200 more computers, right? So I may have multiple requirements. So all requirements I am going to maintain under opportunities, right? So this is one-to-many relationship. Again, account and opportunities are one-to-many relationship, and you can see by default there is an opportunity created. So let us go to that particular opportunity. So once we come to this opportunity, we can see there is something called opportunity name. We can define the name. The best practices to give opportunity name is company name hyphen brief requirements, so that looking at the opportunity you understand it is from which company and what is their requirements. What type of opportunity it is? It's a new opportunity or it's an existing opportunity? New business, that's mean tomorrow you see that you have done total 100 rupees of business. Using these two fields, you can identify out of 100 rupees how much is coming from new business, how much from existing business. If you look at all are coming or majority coming from new business, it is indication that we are not managing our existing client well. Or if it is more coming from existing business, you understand that we are not focusing on new business development, right? So this is very important thing. Okay. Close date, very important field. What is close date? As a salesperson, I need to project, I need to give some tentative timeline to my company, that when this particular buyer, this particular prospect will buy my product. So it's they have to give a date, right? So based on this particular date, company will run a report ki next 1 month how much business I'm going to get, next 1 quarter how much business I'm going to get, right? That is the close date. Or for an example, I want to know last 1 month how much business I have done. So there I will say, based on this close date, I can run a report that last 1 month how much business we have generated, right? So this is close date. Stage. What is stage? Stage is, when we are selling something, there is a process. It's a process. How do you sell? For an example, you have purchased Salesforce training from Cloud Experts. Now if you see what was the sales process, initially Cloud Experts received a lead from Sulekha Jasdal or somewhere website or something. After that somebody called and given initial, they discussed your requirements, they did need analysis, and based on that they scheduled one demo class. Once demo class was done, then there was a discussion, say pricing discussion, proposal, then finally there was a registration. So that is the sales process. So every product there will be different sales process. If I am a builder and I'm selling a flat, my sales process is I get a lead. Once I get a lead, I qualify that lead, then I schedule site visit. Then once site visit is done, client will block an apartment. After blocking, they will make some booking amount and they will book the apartment. Then sales agreement, then registration, handover. So every process is different. When I sell Salesforce CRM to a company, process is different, right? So whatever is the process, I can define it here, and I can say that what is the probability. So I say I have given proposal, automatically probability will be 75%, right? So like that I should update the stage here. Amount, very important field. Amount, what happened? I as a salesperson, I need to tell my company, company that how much revenue I am going to generate after selling these 10 computers. So I am saying after selling 10 computers, I will generate 2 lakhs of revenues, right? So this is my projection, how much revenue I am going to generate, and what is the lead source and all, and I save it. So this is my opportunity object. So now for all of you, I would like to understand, are we clear what is account, what is contact, and what is opportunity? And what, any analysis, any discussion required on these 3 objects?
Sabya, opportunity, normally it is assigned to a salesperson, right?
Absolutely. So not only opportunity, even account also. For an example, I am a salesperson and IBM is my account. So I am the IBM account owner. Similarly, every opportunity. Now for an example, though I am the IBM opportunity owner, say, and there are 4 sales guys in our company. One is Sabya, Ramesh, Arvind, and I forgot another person.
Sandeep.
Sorry?
Sandeep.
Sandeep, yeah. Say we 4 are the salesperson in the same company. Though Sabya is owning this Sabya is owning this account ABC Limited. There are 4 opportunities from 4 different regions, and 4 different sales guy can lead those opportunities. So one opportunity owner is Sabya, and tomorrow there could be one more opportunity from ABC Limited, that is called, say there is one more opportunity opportunity from this, say ABC Limited, 5 printer, and Sandeep is the person who sell printers, right? So here I can change the account owner, opportunity owner, that who is working on this particular opportunity, and how do I change it? Based on change owner, manually I can change, or based on the product, automatically we can do some automation, automatically it can change.
So on an opportunity, 2 people can work simultaneously, is it?
Sorry?
Can 2 people work on the same opportunity simultaneously?
Logically, yes. For an example, you are the pre-sales person and I am the salesperson. So I am front-ending the customer, but whenever there is a technical support required, I may take technical support. I will take you to this deal. So we both together working on a same deal, which is very common scenario many times. So in that case, one opportunity, there will be only one owner. Then how do I share my opportunity with somebody? There is something called sharing. I think you can see this sharing, and I can share this opportunity with somebody. So I can add one more person here. Okay, and I need to select with whom I want to share, right? And I can share that with him. So this is how manually you can share. However, one record, there is only one owner. You cannot have multiple owner for a particular record.
Okay.
This particular sharing, we are going to discuss more on this sharing, because sharing settings itself is a topic. So we will discuss, there are different kind of sharing. We are going to learn this in coming days.
And in case I'm giving some sales credits, how do I do that?
Sales credit?
Yeah.
Means target.
See, supposing I win this opportunity and I get some commission.
Okay.
As a salesperson, so how will you give me this sales credit?
Okay, so that's not the default function here. So what you need to do, you need to create a custom object called sales commission or sales credit, and then whatever is the opportunity. So again, what will happen, I'll just try to draw it here. So what will happen, I have to create a custom object, okay, say sales credit, okay, and sales credit, you will get credit from all the opportunities you are selling. It's not from one opportunity. So what I need to do, I need to link all opportunities under this sales credit. So this is one object, and the child object will be opportunity, right? Child object will be opportunity. So all opportunities you are closing, those opportunities will be listed under sales credit object. And then we need to roll up, we need to do some kind of formula that if you close 100 rupees deal, 0.5 rupees commission you will get. So what is the total commission coming from all the opportunities below, right? All the opportunities below that I can roll up to my sales credit. So for for every user I can see that how much total credit is they have created. So that is a customization you need to do, which is not a standard feature.
Okay.
Anything on account? Anything on contact? See, let me tell you one thing about account. Account is what? It's a company information. Company does not mean that they are always my customer. So there is another standard field. I'll just bring that field here. That is called account type. Okay. Account type. If you look at this account type, one company, say Wipro, is working, for a particular deal. I am also working for that deal. So Wipro is one account for me, and that is what kind of account it is? It's my competitor account. It's my competitor account. Say there is a company in UK, and they are taking Salesforce, product from Cloud Experts and selling in UK. Okay. So they are my partner or they are my reseller, right? Similarly, I can maintain any kind of, account here. It's not only the customer and the prospect, right? So, however, most of the times we maintain the prospect and customer account information here. Right, so that is about account. Contact is the contact and opportunity. Any other things you would like to discuss here? Anything on opportunity? Sandeep, Ramesh, Arvind, anything? Or should I move forward?
It's okay, Sabya. Yes, you can move forward.
Okay, yeah. Great. Now, if you look at this opportunity where I am practically capturing the customer requirements, I do not have any clue which product I am selling, at what price I am selling, what discount I am offering, how many quantities I am selling. No clue here. So I need to add those things here. So here you can see there is something called products. So I need to add all the products here, whatever products I'm selling under this particular opportunity, right? Now product, when I'm selling, there should be a price also for that product, and as a salesperson randomly I cannot define a price of the product. So that will be maintained by my back-end team, operation team, management. I will only add the product's price should come automatically. So how do I define that? So I will take you to that area where I am going to create new products and I am going to define the price for that product. So I come to all tabs, and here I have one standard object called product. So when I go to this product standard object, here I can create my new product. So I'll give a product name, say computer. Okay, I have to make it active. Unless and until I make it active, I cannot sell this product. Okay, so I save. The moment I save, I have to define one price that is called standard price. I'll maintain the cost of this computer is 35,000 for an example. Okay, save. That is the standard price. Similarly, I can create one more product, say laptop. Okay, it's active. I can save it, and I need to define the it is also taking the same price, but I'll edit and I'll say laptop price is 55,000. Okay, now like that I can create multiple products. So if you go to my product object again, you will see, or if you go to this product object, you will see all my products. You can see here. So if you go to all products, you can see all the products here. So whatever products you want to create, you can create. Now tell me one thing, one product will have only one price, or one product may have multiple price? Whatever is your answer, tell me why. If one price, why? Multiple price, why?
I think Sabya, one product will have multiple price based on the region.
Perfect.
Suppose one, yeah.
Any other reason that so it is absolutely correct that one product, same product, same model number, same configuration may have different price based on the region. If I'm selling in UK or India, price will be different. Perfect. What could be the other reason that one product may have multiple price?
Suppose one company launches a new product, and after analysis, they found that for a particular region, they can promote that product aggressively. So they can reduce the price for that product for that particular region.
So that is again region based. So for that particular region, I can decide. Another thing is, for an example, for different customer, I may have different product. Example, I manufacture whiteboard marker. When I sell this marker to Big Bazaar, I have a countrywide contract. So when I sell it to Big Bazaar, I have a separate price for Big Bazaar that I will sell them at 15 rupees per piece. Wherever when I give the same product to my national distributor, I give it at 22 rupees. when a direct retailer purchased from me, my price for a retailer is 25 rupees, right? So based on different type of customer, I can define the price of the product, right? That means one product may have multiple prices. How do I define that? To define that, I have another object called price book. So I'll go to my price book object, and here right now I have only one price book, that is standard price book. That is where we have defined the standard price. I can create a new price book. For an example, UK price book. Okay, and again I need to make it a standard price book, like active, and I will create one more price book. For an example, Big Bazaar price book. Big Bazaar price book. Okay, again I'll make it active, save. So I create multiple price book. Now tell me one thing, Big Bazaar price book, I am going to define what is the cost of my products for Big Bazaar when I am selling it to Big Bazaar. And if I manufacture 100 items, is it necessary or is it mandatory that I have to supply all 100 items to Big Bazaar? No, right? I can decide, or they can decide which all item they want to buy from me. So under Big Bazaar price book, I will define which all products they are buying and what is the price for those products. So here I will define, I have 4 products. I'll define they buy only these 2 products from me, select, and this is my standard price. If I want to sell them at standard price, I can tick here. However, if I say no boss, I have a special price for them, so I can maintain special price. I can maintain special price. So now if you look at this, one price book may have multiple products, whereas one product may be a part of multiple price books. So one product, computer, right now it's a part of standard price book and Big Bazaar price book. I can add another price book also, say US price book or UK price book, and I can define at UK I want to sell it at 40,000. That's mean one product is a part of multiple price book, or if I go to a particular price book that may have multiple products. So what is the relationship between product and price book? Many to many relationship, right? So it's 2 standard object. So I have defined the product name and the price in my 2 object, that is called product and price book. So my backend is ready. Now again I will go back to my sales process, where I am going to sell these product to this ABC Limited because they are looking for 10 computers. So what I will do here, I will go and I will sell products. So when I am going to add products here, system is little confused. System is saying, boss, you have so many prices, from which price book I should select the price. So I can tell this price book, boss, it is in UK, so select UK price book. Then it will show me only those products which are I'm selling to UK. So only computer I'm selling. So I can see computer, select, and you can see I sell computer at 40,000 in UK, quantity is 10, and I can save it. Now before I save it, Ramesh or Sandeep, you remember, or Arvind, what was my opportunity amount? How much I entered? There was an amount field, right? That where they indicate how much I'm going to generate revenue. How much I entered that time? 2 lakhs. And you can see I can edit this particular field. That was a tentative amount. I entered whatever I feel, right? But now I am adding 10 products and there is a price of the products. So there is nothing called tentative anymore. System will calculate and system will change the amount automatically based on the calculation. See, right now it is selling 40,000, so total 4 lakhs and 4. Why? Yeah, 4 lakhs is coming here, and you can see it becomes a lock field. I'm not sure if you can see this lock symbol. This is a lock field, and you can't change this anymore. Okay, so this is how I am adding products to price book, right? Is there any confusion about product price book and how I am adding products to opportunity?
Yes, Sabir, one question. There may be a scenario where based on the amount quantity of the products, price book, price amount will vary.
Correct. Like, yeah, I want to give some discount, you are saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I want to give discount, so now next thing is, okay, one is discount, I'll show you. What else? Any other things? Any other things to discuss from anyone? Okay, I'll show you the discount part now. Before I show you the discount, right now it is 4 lakhs. I need to send a quotation to my client saying, "Ki sir, you need to pay 4 lakhs for this." So there is another standard object called quotation, and for this particular product I can send a quotation to that client. Now that particular quotation object is, by default it is not enabled. So for you also need to enable that. How to enable? You will go to setup. Once you go to setup, you will go to build, and then you have customize. Under that you have quotes, settings, and here you have enable quotes, save. Okay, so now if you go to this opportunity, okay, we have enabled codes, but still it is not coming under opportunity. So what we need to do, we need to go to edit layout, and we need to bring that under opportunity. So we'll go to edit layout. Here we have related list. Under this related list you have, where is quote? Still it is not available. नहीं ये क्या बोल रहा शिव के
कंटिन्यू করবে না
হ্যাঁ
করবে না
তাই এসেছিল আজকে তাহলে
শিবগুলো বলেছে আর কন্টিনিউ করবে না
কত দিয়েছি
ওকে ট্রান্সফার করব
আচ্ছা हेलो हेलो
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
yeah Arvind is yet to receive. Actually there is a small power cut so now I was trying to get why opportunities quote is not coming. Oh, it's not yet enabled, sorry. That is why. Okay, quote is already coming now. So here for this particular product I need to generate a quote. So new quote is coming after enabling new quote. I can create a new quote here and I can give a quote name, say quote for ABC Limited. Okay, say what is the expiry date of the quote and all other information I can enter here and I can save it. So the moment I create a quote, okay, automatically you can see there is a quote line items created and whatever products we have added to opportunity, that is coming as quote line item. Now I need to intimate the client that this much you need to pay. So I can create a PDF for this particular quote, and once I create this PDF, this will come like this. It's a default PDF. However, you can create a PDF as per your format, and that is where your Visualforce will come into picture, where you can create a Visualforce page, right? So here directly you can save the quote or you can save and email the quote to your clients. So I am just for the timing saving that quote, and you can see that this is the quote and it is coming as version 1, right? So this is how I am creating quote and I am sending email to that quote to the customer. Now customer may ask for some discount. So how do I give discount here in Salesforce? Whatever is the quote line item, whatever is the product, I go to each and every product here and then I give discount. Say I want to give 10% discount here and I save it. So automatically it will calculate 10% discount and final price will come here, right? And then again I can generate one more quote. So I can create a PDF, okay, with a discounted amount, and I can email that quote or I can save that quote here. And when I'm saving that quote, again it will create the version 2 PDF, right? So this is how I am giving discount for a particular quote. Now there is one more important thing here. If you go to this opportunity, again, I'm coming here to this opportunity, you will find opportunity amount is still for 4 lakhs. I have already given discount. I have sent that revised quote to the customer, but system is still not updated. Okay, why? Because there is something here called start sync. The moment you say start sync, automatically it will sync the opportunity amount. Okay, so I have started syncing, and once it is synced, then if you go to this opportunity now, you will find that it is syncing with the quotation amount synced to opportunity amount. And then you supposed to update the stage properly, that what is the stage now. For an example, it's under negotiation or under proposal stage. I define that and I save and save. Achha, there is one important thing here is, when I say it is proposal, when do I say it is negotiation? When I need to send a proposal, I will not say stage is proposal. When I have sent that proposal to the client, then I'll say stage is proposal. When I give a demo, I have to give a demo, I'll not say it's the stage is demo. Once demo is done, then only I'll update my stage as demo, right? So this is how I maintain the stage here. So finally, when you give your discount to your customer, then they will decide, and you need to update the status, and whatever is the case, either you closed won or closed lost, logically that is the end of the sales process. So this is our sales process automation. Now you tell me what are the different, if you have any issues or any discussion on this. So Sandeep, anything here?
No, it's fine to me, Samya.
Okay, so it is simple. It is not difficult. Rather, sales process is simple. But important is, when we do implementation for different industry vertical, it's very important to analyze their requirements properly. Once we are able to analyze the requirements properly, then we can customize it as per their requirements.
And Sabya, how do you place this quote into an order?
How do I place the
quote into an order?
Quote into an order. See, there is Salesforce has introduced a new object called order. Okay. Which was not there even 1 month back.
Okay.
However, the order object what they have created, that is also not in a very good shape as of now. I'll just bring it here. The order they have created, logically whatever is my final quotation, after all discussion, negotiation, client will place a purchase order which will match my final quotation, and my final quote should be converted to order, right? But it is not like that. here you go to a particular account and there you can create a new order. So there is no sync between this account, quote and order.
Okay.
Right. However, we can do that customization where we can convert a quote to a order, and whatever we have captured under quote, that can create our order automatically. That level of customization definitely we can do.
Okay.
Any other things? So here we will stop on sales process today, and unfortunately, what happened yesterday, I was trying to upload that video, and then I realized that I forgot to start the video yesterday. I don't even started the recordings, so that is why I couldn't upload. So today I was very careful and I have started this. I'll stop it now.